And hello there. We'd like to welcome you into the Philly and Fred show for Wednesday, December 24th, 2025. On this episode, we're going to talk about this past slate. We're going to give you some true or falses. We're going to give you some winners and losers. And we're going to have a segment for this show called Absolutely or Hell No, where we'll be discussing who we think can and cannot go to and win the Super Bowl. So, first game of the slate was Saturday, and it was Eagles 29, Commanders 18. In the first half, the Eagles they let the Commanders stay around. They turnover on first play of the game, two missed field goals, dumb mistakes. And honestly, this is a game where I think they got a little lucky that Mariota got hurt because Mariota was in there and they didn't have an 18-year backup in. Commanders were moving the ball. The game was close. And I think the Eagles, they just got to accept who they are at this point. And that's just a team that just can't run the football. They cannot be explosive on offense. I think they got to accept that at this point because it's too late in the season. 15 games in, you are what you are. Now, they will have Lane Johnson and Jalen Carter back. I don't know if it's going to be this week or I know before the playoffs they will. So that's two game changers that will help you out. But even when Lane Johnson was in there, they were better, but they still couldn't run the ball. And defensively, I think Jalen Carter's a bigger difference maker because defensively, when Jalen Carter's in there, he's a game wrecker in the run game and the pass game. But yeah, the Eagles offense still didn't look great against a terrible defense. They got the run game going. Saquon broke a couple late. Commanders, tough season, quarterback hurt, and then your backup gets hurt. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about them. But the one positive I will say for the Commanders was Bobby Wagner played awesome. He looked like Seahawks Bobby Wagner. He was flying around. That's the best I've seen Bobby Wagner play in years. Because they got a team of oh my God, that guy still plays. They got because they got who are the three? I know Von Miller, I know Bobby Wagner, and then there's one more. But they're full of teams of holy hell, that guy still plays.
Yeah.
And one last thing, forgot about this one. Hurts. Some people like to crap on him. I don't like to crap on him, but I like to pull. What am I trying to say here? I try to tell Eagles fans that he's not on the level they maybe think he is, but
Yeah.
it is pretty crazy that he has been successful. He's had 10 different offensive coordinators in 10 years going back to college. That tells me he's a smart guy because he's had to pick up 10 different offenses in 10 different years. But yeah, when they showed that graphic, I was kind of impressed. You know what? For the people that crap on him, that's impressive because that's 10 different offenses in 10 straight years, 10 off seasons where he's like, yep, we got to relearn a whole new offense. But what were your thoughts on this game?
Yeah. This don't make me, think differently about the Eagles. I think the score was much closer than what it, reflected. Like you said, Mariota got knocked out, I believe, second quarter of this game. So when he was in, that offense was moving the ball. They were scoring some points, and then yeah, you put a third string in there that just wasn't used to that offense. Reps with the number ones. But yeah, Saquon broke a few rushes late, so I think the true test for the Eagles will be, this upcoming week versus the Bills on the road. I think they're gonna be that same team that we've kind of been seeing all season. So but yeah, they clinched the one seed. We'll see how they do in the playoffs. But yeah, Hurts. Didn't he was manageable. You know what I'm saying? AJ Brown and Devontae, had some great catches in this game. So, but yeah.
Alrighty, next game on Saturday. And this game was awesome. And I thought after the game was over, I was like, oh my goodness, if this is what January or December and January football is going to give us in February, this is going to be an awesome postseason for football. Packers 16, Bears 22. Since it's your Bears, you always go first.
Yeah, this was fantastic to watch. Really, not through about three quarters for me, but the way this game ended was just phenomenal. I said last week that we was gonna make a statement. I didn't think it was gonna be in this way. I thought we was gonna be a little bit more dominant on the offensive side of the ball. That was not the case, but when it counted, we came through. So, but yeah, I mean, if you watch this whole game, you know that I mean Green Bay pretty much dominated this whole game, even with Jordan Love going out with a concussion. Early in this game, I mean Malik Willis came in and they honestly look better in my opinion. With him, I mean that offensive line was just pushing us our defense around. Emmanuel Wilson and Jacobs, they was kind of just ground and pound really. They was getting no negative plays. It was just bad. But our defense, we was bending, but we never broke. Packers were 0-5 in the red zone. And I think that was really the key to the game. And, Nashawn Wright's forced fumble was also key. That's just something. I mean, we only forced one turnover in this game, but we usually need at least two to come out with a win, but we got one. And yeah, if y'all saw, this was just a crazy finish when it came down to it. We got an onside kick. The ball's just been coming our way all season long. And yeah, when it counts, Caleb, he wasn't great through, 3.5 quarters, but when it counted, I mean, he was putting the ball, where it needed to be. And yeah, when we went to OT, like I just knew with all the momentum that we was gonna find a way to win. So, uh, yeah, it was just great to watch overall. So
Yeah. Went down 16-6 and got the ball back with 5 minutes. And the Bears' next three drives were 11 plays, 43 yards field goal, 8 plays, 53 yards touchdown, 4 plays, 64-yard touchdowns. I mean, when you needed it, you got it. And they know the way they want to play, especially against the Packers, because the Bears against the Packers, it's been 32 carries for 138 yards and 26 carries for 150. So, like, when they play the Packers, I mean, in general, when they play anybody, but the Packers especially, they know what they want to do. They want to run the ball. They want to try to control time of possession. And really, like the Packers shot themselves in the foot, but I mean, the Bears were shooting themselves in the foot. They had 9 penalties and 100 yards. So it wasn't like it was just one side. Both teams kind of felt like they were shooting themselves in the foot. And with Caleb Williams, I think he's improved so much this year. And it's all based on timing. Like last year, I'd say he was probably the worst quarterback of the rookies playing on time. He was always scrambling out of the pockets, holding on to the ball too long. This year, he's still holding on to the ball long, but like it feels like it's in flow with the offense because he's going through reads now. He's not just seeing one read and then going, oh, it's not open. I'm going to run out. Like he's going 1, 2, 3. They showed him multiple times, just going through multiple reads and making the right decision. I mean, that throw to DJ Moore was an absolute dime. And like you said, he wasn't good for 3 quarters, but I mean, that tells me more than anything because a lot of quarterbacks can go out there when they're hot the first half and then have a good game. But like it's a lot harder to have 3 terrible quarters, be down 16-6 to your division rival. You need this game bad, a lot of pressure, and then you go out there and lead 3 scoring drives in a row. So yeah, big Caleb was awesome when he needed to be. Got their breaks. They also shot themselves in the foot. I think there's some things the Bears need to fix. But Packers. People, I don't know if they're blaming Dobbs or not, but you can't blame that guy. Like you said, they were 0-5 in the red zone. This was their 5 red zone appearances. They had 3 field goals, they had a turnover on downs, and they had a fumble. So like you can say all you want about the onside kick and the 4th and 1 in overtime, but that's where you lost the game. You can't against a playoff team on the road. There's absolutely no way that you can go 0 for 5 in the red zone. It just can't happen. But I will say a positive for them, and then this guy is Malik Willis. Somebody's going to sign him to be a starter next year because every time he's come in for Jordan Love, he's been awesome. And in this game, he did more than enough. He was very, very far from the reason they lost this game. He came in, he looked sharp. like we talked about Caleb, he was on time, he was accurate, he was putting the ball out in front of guys, letting them run with it, like using his legs. And that was something that I think he opened up in this offense in this game was using his legs because Jordan Love don't really use his legs. And he pulled a couple read options. He scrambled outside the pocket. Like, I mean, he was awesome in this game. And and I seen Packers fans saying, "Oh, you beat up with our backup." I mean, do you think Bears fans care that they won the game and that honestly your backup outplayed your starter anyway? So like, I don't really even know where that comes from,
Exactly.
and it's just coping because I
Yeah.
mean, it's all it is you went 0 for 5 in the red zone, you had a turnover inside the 5, you fumbled the onside kick, you fumbled the 4th and 1 play. So like, yeah, that it's just coping to me. And
Hmm.
there was that stretch of football where like it was during the Rams. You remember that Rams Chiefs game on Monday night where it was 54 to like 48?
I'm not gonna lie. Now, off the top of my head, is this a few years back?
Yeah, it was Jared
Uh,
Goff was still at the Rams, but it's more of the point of
Oh,
like
okay.
that was football for about 5 to 10 years. It's gone back to early 2000s football where it's low scoring, good defense, tough football and like less plays, so the mistakes you make are much worse and destroy your team a lot more than they did before. So yeah, it almost feels like football is making a change back to the early 2000s again and getting out of that 2015 to 2020 where there was a bunch of points getting scored. Yeah. Next one. Jets 6 versus Saints 29. He's been shucking awesome. Tyler Shuck, I mean, here lately, 68, I think was last 3 games, 68% completion percentage, 247 yards a game, 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So, I mean, they found their quarterback. I don't think you definitely don't have to look after a quarterback. You build around him, you get him some weapons because you traded away his second best weapon in Shaheed. So I think you get maybe receiver. I haven't really watched them, so I don't know. I don't know what their problem is, what they need, whether it's a which he has taken a lot of sacks, but young guys like to hold on to the ball a lot, so that could be him holding on to the ball or bad O line. So probably some O line, maybe a receiver or two. And I seen a stat: Taysom Hill is the only guy ever to have 1,000 passing yards, 1,000 rushing yards, and 1,000 receiving yards. And I don't think that'll ever be done because that's insane. When I was told that stat, I had to look it up, and I was like, "That's an insane stat." That
Wow.
it's like Taysom Hill did it, but I think Taysom Hill might be the only one ever in that category.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
What were your
actually
thoughts?
insane. Um, yeah, Shuck, like you said, he's been amazing, man. Saints definitely have their quarterback for the future. They just gotta work, more on that defensive side of the ball, weapons next year's draft. I'm probably getting some more offensive weapons as well. You traded Shaheed this season. I'm sure Kamara's, contracts, um, near ending. So they definitely got to revamp that roster to fit, Shuck's needs. But I think the Saints could be a problem in, years to come if they find the pieces for that offense. And Jets, man, I mean, there's not much more to say. Brady Cook, hasn't been that answer to that offense. No quarterback has, honestly. Um, and did you know they're on pace for a record-breaking stat? The Jets defense has 0 interceptions this
Interceptions.
year.
Yep, I seen that.
Yeah, I don't think any team ever has had 0 interceptions on the defensive side of the ball. So that's honestly mind blowing. That's awful. But yeah, that's all I have.
Well, and I thought about it. I was talking to kind of talking to myself about it, and I was like, man, I guess they suck at drafting quarterbacks. But then I was like, no, they don't suck at it. They suck at developing quarterbacks because Sam Darnold has went 2 different places now and looked awesome. Geno Smith,
Hmm.
I know this year he sucked, but in Seattle for 3 or 4 years, I mean, he played really well. I think they don't have a QB drafting problem. They got a QB developing problem, and that's I mean, when you ain't had a good quarterback since Joe Namath, their best quarterback since Joe Namath is their most successful
Mark
ones, Mark Sanchez.
Sanchez.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say their most successful one's Mark Sanchez. I don't know if Jets
Right.
fans would say he's the best. Like I don't know who Jets fans think's been the best since Namath, but he's been the most successful. So yeah, that's sad. Sad state in their franchise at the moment. Next one. Bills 23, Browns 20. What'd you think of this one?
I'm not gonna lie. If Shador played this whole game, I believe Bills would actually lost this game. You know, Josh Allen. I mean, Bills got their run game going, but still not doing a lot in the passing game. But I mean, this game they didn't really need to. But I mean, on that defensive side of the ball, I mean, you still allowed over 160 yards, on the ground to this Browns team, which and over 5 yards per carry, which I mean, if you have a good run offense, I mean, you can just run on this team all day. So that defense is, still a big issue, on that side of the ball. I don't know if I look at Bills as like a true contender. And we've been kind of saying it all season. They didn't go out and get that, wide receiver one, at the deadline. And honestly, I think that's gonna be, detrimental to them, at the end of the season. You're gonna have to rely on Josh Allen to basically be Superman in those, playoff environments. So and yeah, like I said, if Shadur played this whole game, I believe they honestly would have upset the Bills. And we was both on Brown's spread, so I mean they ended up covering. He had two costly turnovers, and then went out of that game, and they just really just completely went to the run game. But this don't think make me think you know nothing else of the Bills. Even though that they won. So
Oh no, this game absolutely terrifies me for the Bills. The Browns were averaging 3.7 yards per carry and 92 yards per game before this one. And like you said, they went for 31 and 160. And I thought for a while, I was like, you know what? I think their biggest problem is the receiver problem, that they don't have a number one. And we've talked about it week after week after week we think that's the biggest problem. I've switched it. Their biggest problem is stopping the run because, like, yeah, Josh Allen and Cook are awesome. But if you can run the ball and just control time of possession, Josh Allen and James Cook ain't no good sitting on the sideline. So I think if they lose, it's just going to be one of them games where somebody runs the ball 40 times, 45 times for 260 yards, and Josh Allen and them are barely out there, and then they turn the ball over one time, and whoop, game's over because we're down 14, and they've made it to where, I mean, in 2 or 3 drives, we're at halftime, we're down multiple scores. We're only going to get a couple drives in the second half, and we can't stop the run. So yeah, the whole season I thought it was the receiver problem being their biggest problem, but I think I've switched it. That run defense is terrible, and yeah, that's with it doesn't really matter how good James Cook and Josh Allen are if the run defense is that bad. But speaking of James Cook, he needs to be an offensive player of the year discussion. He's first in carries with 287. He's first in yards with 1532. He's fourth in touchdowns, and he's second in yards per carry at 5.3. And then also he's got 32 receptions for 288 yards. So like he's awesome. But that's kind of it. Like when I watch the Bills, I'm wowed by Josh Allen, I'm wowed by Cook, and then everybody else is just kind of out there. And speaking of Allen, he had 7 incompletions and there were 4 drops. 4 of those were drops. Drop touchdown. Cooks dropped a big touchdown, or not a big touchdown, but a big catch. So yeah, the more and more I watch them, I really want to be like, oh, they have Josh Allen, they have a chance. But when I watch that defense, it's tough for me to think that. Next one, Chiefs 9, Titans 26. The Chiefs, I mean, yikes. I I don't even know what else to say. Chiefs fans are calling for Reed's head. And it's funny. Sports used to be like, what have you done for me lately? It's switched now. It is, what are you doing at this exact moment, at this exact time? Because the guy's coached in 5 AFC championship games since he's been there. He's went to 4 Super Bowls and he's had 3 wins. And he's had one bad season where the players just, I mean, they haven't played well. And it's been the biggest guys. Mahomes has not played well. He's had bad turnovers and bad possessions when they've needed it. Kelsey's had big drops. Rice has had big drops and big fumble. Like that's what sucks is it's the best guys that are. I mean, I don't want to say the reason they're losing the game, but are making mistakes in the biggest moment when in years prior they were always the guy making the plays every time. And they let you make the mistakes and let you beat yourself. It ain't been that this year. And on to the Titans. I have not watched a literal second of the Titans this year, and I'm proud to say that, and I'm glad for that because that would burn my eyeballs. Glad I haven't had to watch them. But I'll give Cam Mortis props. First 8 games, 57% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, 6 picks. Last 6 games, 64% completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, and 1 interception. That's all you ask for. Just improve. It gets bad when the later the season goes on, the worse you play. Just like with JJ when we talked about it last week. Like he's just improving. Just give me improvement. Because Cam Ward, I mean, he makes a bunch of splash plays, but now you're starting to see the turnovers come down, the TDs go up, and the accuracy / completion percentage go up. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, basically all that you said. I mean, Chiefs, it's not looking good over there. They basically already got to focus on next year. I mean, they might as well just you just put your second string in. You just go from there because yeah, the fans are tired. They don't even want to see. They'll just burn this season if we're being honest. And on the Titan side, yeah, it's just positive to see them, improving, week to week now, getting some wings under their belt, not tanking. Cam Ward looked phenomenal. I mean, their run game looked phenomenal this past weekend as well. Rushed for over 160, 4 yards per carry. Um, so yeah, but yeah, Chiefs, man. Got a lot to think about in this offseason. I mean, you can already get a head start of, to seeing who's going to be on that roster next year cuz yeah, it's not looking too good. It's crazy how that just fell apart so quickly. But yeah.
Well, and you say next year, but Mahomes is going to be gone for a lot of next year too.
Yeah, that is
That's what's
true.
even that that's the worst part about it is like next year you can't even look at it like, all right, we lost this year, next year we're gonna change a couple things, get a couple things we need, and I think we'll be all right. Oh no, your $450 million quarterback ain't gonna be back till mid to
Yeah.
later part of the season next year. So that's what's the most depressing part, I think, for Chiefs fans. And we'll post this. Chiefs fans, all right, what do y'all think? Chiefs fans, do you want Reed gone? Do you want him staying? Do you want maybe a new GM? Like what fan or what do you want this team to change during the offseason? Because I've seen Reed a lot and I've seen people talk about the GM and that they don't like some of the decisions he's made, but we'll see. We'll see what y'all say about that. Next one. Chargers 34, Cowboys 17. The Chargers played the Cowboys, I think, 5, 6 weeks ago. They gave up 35 points and 30 first downs. Since then, they've gave up 15 points per game. I don't know what flipped the switch in that game. They got killed in that game. And then also, not just that, but in this one, Cowboys at home. I mean, they were averaging 31 points per game, and you hold them to 17. This defense, man, we talked about it before that this defense was getting it going, and the offense is a little scary because they got backup tackles. Herbert's got the broken hand. He's taking hits. He's not really playing well, but he's toughing it out. And I say all that to say they won this game, and now the Chargers control their own destiny to win the AFC West because they get the Broncos, and if they beat the Broncos, they will win the AFC West if they win out. And I'll finish my part of this with asking you this: Do you think do you put the Chargers on the same level as Houston's defense at this point, where they can possibly carry them to an AFC Championship game and possibly a Super Bowl if the defense keeps playing like this?
Yeah. Well, I'll just go ahead and say the Chargers are for real. Uh, I do think that defense is just a tad tier below Houston. Like I feel like Houston, it may be on a pedestal on its own, honestly. But Chargers will follow, right behind it, in my opinion. These guys are sticky. They can turn you over. But I mean, dude, Herbert, he's throwing for 300 with a broken hand and rushing for 50. Like this Chargers team is for real. I wasn't on the bandwagon until here lately. They just keep winning and winning, and yeah, it's been impressive. And on that Cowboys, the defense is looking how it did the beginning of the year. just can't get stops. I mean, penalty after penalty. Offense honestly hasn't looked the same either the last few weeks after they was on what a 3 game win streak and everybody's talking about them making the playoffs again. They've looked like the team they was, before they went on that run. So
I
yeah.
was one of those
So
guys.
huh?
I said I was one of those guys.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
yeah. I
I'll
mean,
eat I'll
same.
eat my crow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
same. And
just
this
with the
go ahead.
and with the Cowboys, I don't know. Like I don't even know what they do. I mean, because you didn't sign Parsons, but I mean, are they going to make the Bengals mistake which I mean, but I don't know if you can call it a mistake, where they sign your quarterback to 45 to 50 mil, you sign your number one receiver to 40 mil, and then you sign another receiver to 40 million, and that's almost all your cap space and three guys right there. So I this offseason is a big offseason for them because they got a lot of pieces, but they need a couple more to fill in roster spots and really I think they could take it to the next level if they make the right decisions, but we'll see going into the offseason what they do and don't do.
Yeah, until Jerry Jones is dead, I mean this team will never, honestly, in my opinion, do anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not wishing, I'm not wishing death upon
Maybe
him.
maybe say retire.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, until
I mean, he
until
won't
he's
retire,
gone.
but you know,
Until he's gone, this Cowboys team just they're not going to do anything. Point blank. Period. And this is the only team in the NFC to not go to an NFC
2010.
championship since 2010. I looked at that at first. And I'm like, well, when did the Bears go in that span? Because I don't remember, but it was 2011 the last time we went to NFC championship. But that's quite crazy. 1995 the last time these guys went to an NFC championship. Like they won the Super Bowl that year. But yeah, just mind blowing.
Well, and don't worry because there's a lot of Cowboys fans I see on Twitter say they do hope that happens. Ain't no until it
Ain't no hope.
happens. It's we can't wait till that date. But I don't think he's gonna. So they're just gonna have to do with him as GM, head coach, general manager, owner, and all that. Yeah. Next one:
Hmm.
Vikings 16, Giants 13. Jefferson, tough year, 96 yards per game before this season, and his lowest was 87 and a half his rookie year. This year, 61 yards per game with 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's been a struggle for him. JJ, he got hurt in this game. I think I was seeing it on the bottom line of ESPN. I think he's doubtful, maybe, or he's trying to come back. I don't know, but I don't think it's looking great. And yeah, that sucks that he finally started to play well, and then he gets an injury like that. And on the Giants side, I mean, they suck, man. 141 yards, 2.9 yards per play, and 13 passing yards. They got one first down throwing the ball. Jesus Christ, that is awful.
Yeah. Giants, they're in the lead for the number one pick now, which is crazy because I mean they've had a lot of winnable games this season, and it's looking like they're gonna lose out and go what 2-6, 2-15. That would be. Um, but yeah, I mean I don't have any notes on this game. Yeah, JJ's done for the year. It looked like he's definitely out next week. So I mean, there's probably no point of bringing him in. The last week of the season, unless you want to play a spoiler on Green Bay season. But yeah, not much to say on this game. Like you said, JJ, I mean, or Jefferson, I should say, did have a good game this game. But yeah, just being quiet this year. He hasn't had a quarterback. You may see him opt out of his contract unless they get a new QB in there. And yeah, Giants. I mean, yeah, like you said, they freaking stink. I don't know which New York team is worse, them or the Jets. It's kind of a hard debate there.
Well, and don't worry, the Giants, they might take the biggest Cheeks Bowl because they play the Cheek Bowls next week. It's Giants at Raiders, and the Raiders are favored.
Oh,
If your
oh,
if your football team's a underdog to the Raiders, you're terrible's not even the word. I'd have to look in a dictionary to find the right word because terrible's you're below that. And
well,
sorry, Jets fans, but I was researching this. Oh, What?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I forgot about this. I was researching. I was like, I seen the 13 pass yards, and I was like, I wonder what the lowest is. And I forgot that the Jets had a game this year where they had -10 net passing yards.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
because
will
I was looking
say
it up when I seen the
early.
13. I was like, man,
Yeah.
13's low.
Uh huh. I will say early
What about
this
say that?
year, my Bears were 1 point underdogs to that Raiders team. Oh, that's crazy to think. That's crazy to think.
Oh well, did they win?
What? Yeah, on a game winning blocked field goal we had. Yes, 25-24. I remember that was crazy.
Oh well, hey, at least you won, I guess. But
Yeah.
next one, Bucks 20, Panthers 23. Start out on the Bucks side, man. I mean, I don't know what's happened. They were 5-1. They were rolling. Baker was he was a lead candidate for MVP. I mean, he's lost his magic. I don't know what happened, man. I genuinely don't. His last 6 games, I mean, six interceptions, 7 touchdowns, 158 yards per game, 57% completion percentage. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what else to say about really either team, but the Bucks especially because the Panthers at least. I mean, we talked about their trend where they were win loss win loss win loss. They lose a game they're supposed to win, and then win the game they're supposed to lose. That was not the Bucks. Like I said, the Bucks were 5-1 rolling and just have completely fell off the bandwagon. And if you're a betting man, like we said, I already know what the Panthers are the next 2 weeks. They're going to lose this week, and then they're going to win the division by beating the Bucks in the last week of the season by winning the division at 9-8. Go ahead, Philly.
Yeah, that's looking like that is what's gonna happen. But yeah, Bucks have completely fallen off a cliff. You would think with their full implement of receivers that I mean they would get something going, but this dude Baker didn't even throw for 150 yards, which is just disgusting. I don't think he's fully healthy from his shoulder injury, whether he'll admit it or not. But I mean, he obviously does not look the same, and yeah, that don't just happen. And yeah, Bryce Young pretty good in this game. They honestly didn't even really get a running game, honestly. But I mean, still found a way to win. I mean, at home, which they are very good. You know, at have been all season. Um, but yeah, that's all I got.
Alrighty, next one. Bengals 45, Dolphins 21. Burrow and that offense let out the frustration. That's all I got to say about them. And then the Dolphins, I mean, I don't know what they do, but definitely going to have a new QB. Well, however you can try to get a new QB, whether that's play one of your young guys, sign a backup that's cheap, or I don't know, do something. And then there's going to be a decision with McDaniel, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's I don't really have much to say on this one.
Yeah, I forget how much I said, but I did say the Bengals were going to put up a number this week because Joe Burrow Saturday night, Friday night, he went out, got the ladies, got amped up for the game. They put up 45. So, but yeah, they had to let out all of that. What was going on the last few weeks, and he had to come out and play. How he's accustomed to playing. So yeah, that's all I got on that side. Dolphins, yeah, not much to say either. Quinn Ewers starting. Yep.
Alrighty, yeah, and that's it for Bengals Dolphins. Next ones. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Bah, bah. Steelers 29, Lions 24. I mean, that was an insane win. That was an insane game, insane fourth quarter. And I'll talk about the play before we talk about anything else. I'm not gonna lie. The offensive pass interference, 50-50, whether or not it was or wasn't. But the worst thing was the forward progress should have been stopped. That was my issue with it. Like Joey Porter Jr. hit him at the 1, pushed him all the way back, and St. Brown tossed it at the 6. So like how his forward progress wasn't down on that play was that was what mystified me more than anything else. But Yeah, I'll start on the Steelers side. Three people that get talked about first. Kenneth Gainwell. Oh my goodness. That guy's awesome. He's been awesome this year. I talked about it last week when we give him the ball 10 plus times. What happens? We gave him the ball, and look what he did. Jalen Warren, also in that backfield. And then Derek Harmon. That guy's been a stud. We are so much better when he's on the field compared to off the field in the run game. When he plays, we're giving up 88 yards or 88 yards per game, which would be second best in the NFL. When he doesn't play, we're giving up 165 yards a game, which is last in the NFL. And then the other two guys I talked about, Kenneth Gainwell, last 3 weeks, 296 total yards, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Warren, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, that backfield's looking insane. And it was crazy that backfield went that crazy, and that backfield outplayed Sonic and Knuckles, as in Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery. So, yeah, those three. And I'll put one more in there. JPJ, over the last, I'd say, 5 to 7 weeks, he's been one of the best corners in football. It feels like he gives up no catches, and he finally, it felt like he always was in great position, but he finally stopped holding. He had a penalty problem his first year and a half, but I don't know what they taught him, what they made him do, what happened, but I mean, he's played awesome. No holding, and I mean, St. Brown, J-Mo really didn't do nothing. And the guys, I've crapped on our GM and Tomlin at points because what I think Tomlin controls some roster. So I think I've kind of crapped on them with their roster control, but I just talked about those four guys right there. And I have to give them credit because they signed Gainwell for $1.7 million in the offseason. They drafted Derek Harmon. They let Najee Harris walk to let Warren be the one. And then they drafted JPJ in the second round. So, like that, I've crapped on them a lot. But here lately, or well, not here lately, but in this game, I mean, those are all guys that they took a chance on, whether it be signing them in free agency or letting a guy walk or drafting them. So I'll give them guys credit. And then we got to talk about the QB because Rodgers was kind of, we didn't throw the ball down the field. I think in November we didn't have a completion of 10 plus yards airtime. And ever since that embarrassing loss we took to the Bills, 26-7, I mean, Rodgers been awesome. 71.6 completion percentage, 774 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, he's been awesome. I think he can play a couple more years, man, because that arm's still awesome. He don't move great, but he feels like he can move enough. And that ball he threw to MVS, I mean, that was 60 yards on a dime right in his hands. He did drop it, but that was, I mean, an absolute dime. So, yeah, I think Rodgers is playing his best football. He's accurate. He's quick decision-making. Our offensive line's playing well. I don't really know how much that is of Aaron Rodgers playing really good and him getting the ball out quick. Or, but our offensive line's improved too. So I can't really say that. And the last two guys I'm going to shout out, the last guy I'm going to shout out is Jack Sawyer because he got his chance. Herbig was out. Watt was out. Guy played awesome. Guy did a bunch. Guy had tackles for losses. Guy was in the backfield a lot. And on the Lions, I don't know where they go because you want to say their defense isn't good enough, but like last year, their defense just isn't healthy. They've had too many injuries. They've had 285 games missed combined by players. So, like, I don't know. And at some point, you can only say next man up so many times. So, yeah, I don't know what they do on defense. I mean, offensively, it's more of just to keep your guys because you got J-Mo. Goff played awesome this year. I mean, St. Brown, Gibbs, obviously. I think they're at the point where if they make a couple moves, I think they can get back in contention for Super Bowl. I completely forgot about this. DK Metcalf, what are you doing? Why are you punching a loser with the blue wig? And now, luckily you didn't hit him because if you hit him, he'd have sued you. So What are we doing, DK? You got 2 games, which I don't really know, but I mean, it's if we beat the Browns, none of this matters. But I mean, come on, DK. Now, the only I think there's a video that's saying he didn't say it, but the only way I couldn't really comment on it is if there was a word said that I don't know how I'd react to as a white guy. So if that was said, then different discussion. If that wasn't said, what the hell are you doing? You go, Philly.
Yeah. Dan Campbell, he's not the good coach that I thought he was, honestly. Because, I mean, it don't take Albert Einstein to tell you that Jared Goff does not need to be passing 54 times, dropping back and passing 54 times a game when you have Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery in that backfield. And they get 12 combined touches. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you see, it's the same trend in all of their losses. They're dropping back to pass 40, 50 plus times, and they're not giving that duo the ball, which is quite stupid. You literally have the best running back duo in the whole entire league, and you just I don't know, some games you just choose not to go to them. So uh I mean, granted, they wasn't doing much on the ground in those carries, but I believe if you keep giving them the ball, they will make something shake. So honestly, I think it's been terrible coaching all year for the Lions. That I think has been the reason for a few of their losses, and while they're on the outside looking in right now, I truly believe that. So yeah, like you said, like I don't know where they go because there's guys that I mean they have to pay next year. You know, Golf getting guaranteed money, St. Brown, a few guys on that O line that you have guaranteed money that you have to pay there, you can't pay everybody, so uh, yeah, I don't know where they go. It's looking like they probably will miss the playoffs. So, yeah, quite disappointing for those guys with who we thought has been the best offense in the league the past 2 years. So yeah, quite disappointing. On the Steelers side, I will say I am very impressed. I did not see this coming at all. Y'all completely dominated the run game. I mean, y'all had 230 yards on the ground. I mean, just flat out domination. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he looked great. He didn't really need to pass it downfield a whole bunch. But I will say that pass to Kenneth Gainwell was a freaking dot. That had me hype out of my couch right there. So yeah, that was great. And Kenneth Gainwell, he's been the unsung hero for you guys this year. I believe he leads you all in receptions as a running back this year. So if I'm not mistaken, so yeah, he's been great. I mean, y'all just had a lot of guys step up this week. I mean, when when I was watching that Scotty Miller guy, he had 3 catches on one drive, had one, and three
Adam
big
Thielen.
catches. 3 big catches. One was on third down, one was on fourth down to keep that one of those drives extended. He had one catch all year. So Adam Thielen, I think that was. I mean, I don't think y'all needed really a vet, but I mean, I feel like with Rodgers, actually, maybe that is what y'all needed was a vet that could get you a few catches a game. So I mean, I feel like the score wasn't really reflected in on how y'all played. Y'all played y'all played phenomenal. Y'all definitely surprised me, with that one. So, um, but yeah,
Yeah. And also, uh, Steelers, next time we get up by multiple scores, can we play the same defense that got us there and not a defense that's just going to give up absolutely big plays and quick points? Please do that because the defense was awesome for 3.5 quarters. And then all of a sudden we go into this soft, not prevent, but like soft zone, and they're tearing us up. I don't know why we did that, and it almost cost us. And I'm not gonna. I thought we were cooked when Chris Boswell, out of all people, out of all Steelers players, made a mistake that big in that moment. I said, "Oh, we've lost." Boswell missed a 30-something yard field goal. Oh yeah, we're cooked. Yeah, but like you said with Gainwell, uh, honestly, he's been our best offensive player with the carries and the catches he's gotten. Like for the amount of touches he's gotten, he's been our most proficient player on offense. And like I said earlier, he's worth $1.7 million. So I mean, absolutely massive pickup. And like you said, that catch, absolutely insane. Caught it with his wrist. And I didn't think he caught it until he got up the way he got up. Because when he got
Mm-hmm.
up, he said he was confident, like, oh, I
He
scored.
knew it. Yeah,
Yeah, like
he
he
knew it.
ran in, was celebrating as soon as he went in. I was like, oh my God, I think he scored. Because you don't
Mm-hmm.
get up that confident unless you're like, I mean, he was like, oh yeah, I caught that. And then they
Mm-hmm.
showed that first. It only took one replay for me to go, oh my, he did catch that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's this is the best I've felt about the Steelers going near the playoffs in God, I don't know how long, but we'll see. We'll see how they do. DK suspended 2 games. If they beat the Browns, they win the AFC North, or if the Packers beat the Ravens on Saturday. Either way, the that's all they got to do. And if they lose to the Browns and Ravens beat the Packers, then they got to beat the Ravens. But hopefully it happens this weekend. Next game, Jags 34, Broncos 20. Hey, I'm on the Duval train now. I'm not gonna lie. I was on it. I stepped off for a quick second because it looked a little dicey. We hit a little turbulence, but I'm back on it. I mean, this offense is rolling. Last 339 per game on offense. I mean, giving up 18 and a half. They gave up 36 to Davis Mills. Since then, 15 points per game is allowed. I mean, allowed 87 rush yards per game. And I think we made a comment. We said Trevor Lawrence. We don't know if he's ever going to be the guy with the hype before he got drafted. And I literally think since that statement, 267 yards per game, 15 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. I mean, they are absolutely rolling. And the Jaguars, Bears, and Patriots all fall in the category of you need you need the quarterback, you need the coach, but you need both of them. You can't have one or the other because they all had really good QB play. Well, we didn't think they had good QB play because they maybe didn't play that well last year. But then you put the head coach in there, and the team plays great, and the quarterback plays great. So yeah, that the Jaguars, Patriots, and Jaguars. Who's the Jaguars,
Jaguars,
Patriots,
Patriots,
and
Bears.
Bears? Yeah, those 3 teams. They're evidence that you need a great head coach. You can have the quarterback, you can have the roster, you can have this, you can have that. If you don't have the head coach, it don't mean nothing. And on the other side, Bo Nix, I mean, he's got all the talent in the world, but I mean, he played well, I guess. But hey, we're smart. We know what we're talking about. All right, Philly? Because guess
Mm-hmm.
what? They brung up the Broncos run game graphic that had since Dobbins' injury. Yep.
Yeah.
When they did that, I said, "Oh, look at who talked about that before this happened, huh?" And I was like, "Oh, we do know what we're talking about, huh? We talked about that right before this game." And
Yeah.
yeah, the Broncos, that's worrisome. Losing, getting dominated like that against a team you're probably gonna have to play, and then you got the Chargers now in 2 weeks. You were thinking about being the 1 seed. You might not even have a home playoff game. So that their season from that game and then the Chargers playing the way the Chargers are playing, it's not looking as green now for the Broncos. But what were your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, we was all about the bash Lord Farquaad's, head in, and since that acquisition to bring Jacoby Myers to Jacksonville, that has enlightened this whole offense. It's crazy. Like their run game has been crazy inconsistent, but I mean it hasn't mattered because Trevor Lawrence has just been really lights out. The defense is forcing turnovers every single game. And this is an offense to be reckoned with. This is scary for other AFC teams. There's a few scary AFC teams. I think Jacksonville's right at the top there. Yep, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's looking how he did in college, like just phenomenal at Clemson. So yeah, William Cohen, yeah, just got those guys going, man. And Denver, yeah, like you said, I mean, still playing good ball. I mean, they was on an 11 game win streak. I mean, they was gonna fall at some point. A lot of those teams they played in that stretch fraudulent, but I mean, you don't apologize for winning. But yeah, that run game is gonna be a concern though. You have like really not a back that can run through the tackles now, so that you don't want to have to rely on Bo Nix to be Superman, and yeah, that might be, what he has to be, in these last, stretches of the, regular season going into the playoffs. Because yeah, you don't want to be a one-dimensional team in the playoffs. Teams can, kind of game plan easy for that. But yeah, I'm very surprised on how Jacksonville's playing. It's been fun to watch. So
Oh, another smart thing we said, we talked about that the Jags got a legitimate shot at the 1 seed. And then after they won this game, I seen multiple people tweeting like, "Hey, the Jags, nobody's talking about this. They do." And I was like, "Hey, Philly and Fred talked about it.
yeah,
Hey, Duval, we realize what y'all are doing, Duval. Okay,
yeah,
we were fans of Duval. We ain't crap. Well, we kind of crapped on Duval when you guys were playing that, but
hmm
since y'all been playing good, we've been on the Duval bandwagon. All right. Sunday night football. Well, there was one other game: Cardinals 21, or Houston 23, or no, was it
Please do.
Raiders? Hey, yeah,
Falcons, Cardinals.
I was gonna. Yeah, those like, man,
Yeah, they
I
played.
honestly forgot about them.
They-
Only reason I remembered they played is because I got to the Patriots Ravens and I was like, oh, that was Sunday night football. I remember, and we were just
yeah,
talking about Jags, and I was like, we haven't talked about Houston, but yeah, we'll skip those. Sunday night football: Patriots 28, Ravens 23. I'm not gonna lie, I said it about the Chiefs earlier. The Ravens are similar in the fact of their QBs have not been their normal selves. Both have been injured at points this year, and their big players have made mistakes. I mean, another Derrick Henry fumble, and then another Zay fumble to end the game, to end possibly the season. Like that. That just and this becoming a problem for Zay now, because this
hmm
is, I think, 3 or 4 times where his fumble has cost them in big games, and I know twice for sure if you count this one, it's cost him his season. Like, yeah, they just, I don't know. You just got to be better at holding on to the ball. He's holding it like a loaf of bread. And and Zay's also got a problem of going east to west a lot, just running back and forth and not getting vertical. And it's cost him, he's lost first downs doing that. He's fumbled it like this one doing that. Like, yeah, there's just things he's got to do better. And then Derrick Henry, I don't even know what to call Derrick or tell Derrick Henry, because before this season, he never had fumbling problems. And then all of a season, this game, or all of a sudden this season, he's had fumbles in like 3 big games. And I don't even, he didn't even have the sleeves this time. So I don't know what happens there. Lamar went out in this game. I don't know if he comes back against the Packers. Uh, yeah, I don't really know what to say about the Ravens. The Ravens went up 24-13. Huntley played well. But then after Derrick Henry scored the touchdown to go up 24-13, Derrick Henry had 0 touches. Baltimore Ravens coaching staff, head coach, offensive coordinator, everyone. I don't know if they asked him in the press conference, but how in the world does Derrick Henry, he had 18 for 128, and then he gets 0 touches basically in the last 12:50 of the fourth quarter? I genuinely just don't know how that happens. I don't know how that happens, and it's not the only time this year that Derrick Henry's been out there at big point, or not been out there at big points in the game, and they've lost those games. So yeah, I don't know. They're gonna miss the playoffs. I guess you just get into the offseason, get healthy, get your quarterback back, like the Lions, make a couple moves, and then just see what you are next year. And then on the Patriots, I'm not gonna lie, this game's a little scary for me because, like I said, they were down 24-13 with Tyler Huntley outscoring them 14-3, basically in the third quarter plus. So that Drake May's still really good, Henderson's still really good, but that rush defense, it's looking bad now. And like we said about the Bills, you don't want to have a game where your quarterback and your offense don't even get on the field because you can't stop the run. So this game, they came back and won. It was a big win. but still a little scary. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, man. First off, I just want to point off to that stat you read with Henry. Like this is like the second or third time that's happened this season in the fourth quarter. Like it just can't happen. Your best player on offense can't go like zero touches, especially when you're up and you can bleed clock. Give it to your guy to like it don't make sense. Somebody has to get fired from that Ravens staff. Yeah, I don't know if it's hardball that offensive coordinator, but I mean it's just flat out ridiculous. But yeah, it's just crazy. Lamar going out with another injury. This is just kind of just been a weird season for him. I think similar to like maybe the Commanders in terms of the quarterback just getting hurt. This is like the third injury Lamar's had this season. Just been kind of deflating for them, and
Bluetooth connected.
yeah, Patriots. I mean May had to dropped down for 44, passes and almost 400 yards. The rush game really didn't do anything this game, and their defense, frankly, hasn't been as good as they was, the beginning of the season. But I mean, positive for them. They got a quarterback that they know they can put the ball in his hands at the end of the game, and he can go, produce a game-winning drive. So I mean, they still are scary in that aspect, but yeah, tough for the Ravens. I believe they have to win out, and you all have to lose out.
Yep.
Well, y'all play each other week 18, so yeah, okay, yeah, I think
Yep.
y'all will get in. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
that's basically for me.
Monday Night Football, 49ers 48, Colts 27. Brock Purdy looks like he's finally getting healthy. He's getting his timing back, getting rhythm back. Like, this is the best he's probably looked this year, but this is the most amount of games in a row I think he's played this year. So that's good for them. Their offense looks like a Super Bowl offense, which I'm not saying like that the best in the league, but like you can win a Super Bowl definitely with that offense. But the defense, I mean, they just can't get after the quarterback, and that's a problem. And you don't have Fred Warner; he's out for the season. You don't have Bosa. Your two best, highest paid defensive players aren't there, and you can't get after the quarterback. And that's why the Bosa injury is so big. So yeah, not a lot. I mean, which is funny. I'm saying that I don't know if the team that could possibly get the 1 seed can make to the Super Bowl, but yeah, that's a big issue. And on the other side, Philip Rivers, he is a master at the pre-snap recognition and getting the offense into the right play. I mean, there was a couple times, especially with the home crowd, because in Seattle it's loud, so you can't really hear what he's saying. But in that game, they were at home, so when he would be making the calls, they'd be on offense. The crowd would be completely silent. And I mean, you'd see him getting through everything, getting through the play. He's got great anticipation because he was throwing balloons. I mean, that ball's had no zip on him, but he knew how to get the defense in the position they wanted and the offense in the position they wanted. So yeah, that Philip Rivers, that just shows you, I think, the defense, or not the defense, but the difference in quarterback play from this generation to last generation. Because Philip Rivers is just like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had a couple ones where what he literally told players to do resulted in something happening really good for them. But it was a small pre-snap thing that I don't feel like you see out of the new generation. I could be wrong, but I don't know. It feels different watching them old guys go to the line of scrimmage. And did you see the Jawan Jennings Selly?
Dude. So I had his touchdown, but honestly, I fell asleep. I woke up to it, but yeah, he handed it to the or
Yeah,
was
he
gonna hand it to the.
hit him with the yeah. Here you go. Just kidding. You're not
That's a
getting
little
that. And I was
messed
like,
up.
that's
I ain't
kind of
gonna
ornery.
lie.
No, that was
Yeah,
ornery, but it was funny though. But
yeah.
uh, yeah. What were your thoughts?
Let me just say. So I bet the 49ers to win the Super Bowl before the season started. And I mean the cash out's going up a little bit now. But I just gotta say this is the best, least talked about team, I think, in the whole league. Like or I should just say the most underrated team, I believe, in the whole entire league. Like this is a team that's just flying under the radar. And because they're in a division with the Seahawks and Rams, which who they have the same record as the Rams, by the way. Um like I guess with all the injuries, people didn't think they was for real. But I mean, this team is just finding ways to win. They're getting some but guys back healthy. Purdy's he's getting more comfortable as he's getting healthier, throughout the season. And this team is dangerous. We play them next week, so yeah, I'm ready for that showdown. And yeah, for the Colts, I mean, I like the Rivers just came back, but this defense has not helped them, really at all. Or they did last week, sorry, at Seattle. But I mean, 49ers was just marching all over them. And I think the fumble on the kickoff return, I feel like that kind of killed some momentum from their offense and helped that Niner squad, or else this I think would have been a closer score. But yeah, I mean, not much to say on that Colts side. I mean, it's just kind of mind blowing how their season just turned around literally in like a snap. So, but Phillip Rivers, I mean, this is good to see him not out there getting absolutely killed. And yeah, it was a few balls last night where he threw it, and it would have like a weird spin, and it didn't look like it was gonna go to the receiver at all. And then it kind of just goes, right in their hands. But yeah.
Alrighty. That's it for the slate. Next, true or false? First one. I thought about this watching some of these guys this weekend. The 2024 class is Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, and am I missing one?
Sorry, repeat that.
The 2024 draft class, QB draft class was Jaden
Oh,
Daniels, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, and Caleb Williams.
McCarthy,
Who was there? Okay,
McCarthy, and Drake
McCarthy.
May.
Oh, May. I think May was the other one I was looking for. Uh, I mean, true or false? The 2024 QB draft class will be the best QB draft class of all time. You go first.
Oh, of all time. Oh, geez. I can't really say true or false because I wish I had a graphic of you know the draft classes so I could kind of compare them.
The
But I mean,
best one, I think the best one. There might be one before, but I know 2003. I think was Eli Manning, Philip Rivers, and Big Ben.
okay. I mean, just those three alone.
So
You
yeah,
said Eli Manning, Big Ben, and who else?
Philip Rivers, hilarious.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty dangerous. I mean, I'm sure Breeze and some other guys were around that time as well. I can't really say, but I guess I'll go false for right now, just because we haven't seen the full development from these guys. But I mean, from just what they've showed you, I believe, Caleb, Drake May, and geez, who am I forgetting? We said Penix. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just go false. It is gonna be up there though, because there was some lethal quarterbacks in that class. But yeah, I believe Caleb, Drake May, they will end up being at the top of like tier one and tier two of quarterbacks in about 5 years. They're gonna be who you're talking about. But I'm gonna go false, even though I don't really have the list of other quarterback classes, in front of me. But from just the sounds of it, I think that '03 is, better than this class at the moment, and maybe still will be, for years to come. I mean, that's three Hall of Fame quarterbacks you got right there in Rivers, Roethlisberger, and Eli Manning, with multiple Super Bowl rings as well. I believe four, 3 or 4 between those three guys. Um, so yeah, I'll go false for right now.
I'm also going to go false, but they have a chance. It's only because I have to go true or false. I think they do have a chance. Because, I mean, right now, Drake May, how much he's improved in his second year, how good he's already playing. You got Caleb Williams with his improvement in his second year. I mean, JJ, all right, he's getting better. And then, well, I was going to say, people forget about Daniels. He led his team in his rookie season to a NFC championship game. And just because he's gotten hurt this year and the team's not as good, people forgetting about him. But Yeah, I got to go false because I mean that class already for sure has, well, maybe most likely has 3 Hall of Famers in it, and you can be really good for a while and not be a Hall of Famer. So yeah, I'm also going to have to go false, but I think this class does have a chance. But 3 out of your 5 or 3 out of the 6 QBs getting drafted being Hall of Famers is pretty tough. Next one, true or false? Or you're going to go first on this one. True or false? Aaron Rodgers and Trevor Lawrence are there. Well, let me rephrase that. True or false? There are not 5 quarterbacks playing better than Aaron Rodgers and Trevor Lawrence at the moment.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I've got to go true because Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I don't know if I can put one or two quarterbacks, over him right now. He's playing absolutely phenomenal. Um, you've seen the difference between or since Myers, got to the Jaguars. They're putting up over 30 a game. He's getting 2 to 3 touchdowns every single game. And yeah, Rodgers, he's kind of looking like MVP Rodgers, which is scary at his age. So yeah, I mean, at the moment, the only few guys I can put over him is, or in that, I wouldn't even say over him in that class is guys like Herbert, Josh Allen, Drake May in that conversation. Caleb's probably right under them. I'll take Caleb in the last 2 minutes of the game, but overall, I mean, those guys are probably above him right now. But yeah, I mean, there's probably not another quarterback I can name on that list, so I'll go true.
Alrighty. I think it's kind of weird because, like, if I say the last 5 games, because you got to kind of put a thing on it, I'd say probably false. But I think Trevor Lawrence would be in there. But Aaron Rodgers, he's played really well his last 3s. I think if you took the last 3, you could say yes. Because, I mean, his last 3, Aaron Rodgers, he's pushing the ball down the field. He's being completely accurate or being ridiculously accurate. He's getting rid of the ball fast. He's not taking sacks. He's doing pre snap stuff. He's doing all the great stuff. The offense looks awesome. It's been 29 points, 28 points, 27 points. Like, offense is rolling. And also, you got to think Aaron Rodgers, something you got to factor into that. Aaron Rodgers don't have the weapons these other guys got. I mean, look at some of what
Yeah.
these other top QBs got. Like, he's got DK Metcalf, and then he's throwing to Scotty Miller. He's throwing to Kenneth Gainwell. He's throwing to Darnell Washington, which Darnell Washington is a beast. But like, these ain't some of the players these other guys got. And Trevor Lawrence, we said earlier, 270 yards a game over his last 5, 15 touchdowns, 3 picks. I mean, he's absolutely rolling right now. So yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers falls just outside of it, and I think Trevor Lawrence is in it. So I'm gonna go false. Last true or false. I'll go first on this one. True or false? The bottom 3 seeds in the AFC playoff picture at the moment will have more wins combined than the top 3 seeds. And I'm going to go true because the bottom 3 seeds are the Texans, the Bills, and the Chargers. And if you look at all those teams, you got, I know there's things I can lean on. I can lean on that Houston defense. I can lean on James Cook and I can lean on Josh Allen. And then with the Chargers, the same way. I'm most likely in most games going to have the better QB and I'm going to have the better defense. And with the Broncos, uh, you just got dominated by the Jaguars. I don't know what you are. You've not beat a lot of good teams. Your quarterback's inconsistent. Your defense just got gashed. Second seed, Patriots. I mean, you were down by 2 scores in the fourth quarter to basically Tyler Huntley. And then last week you gave up a massive lead, and the Bills, I mean, your defense ain't playing well lately. Now, the Jags are the 3 seed. So the Jags are the team that I think they're honestly, out of the top 3, they're the best team. So I don't really have nothing to say bad about them, but it's really the bottom 3 I think are really good, and the top 2 may be a little overrated. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, let me go. Was it true? Yeah, I guess I'm agreeing with you because I mean, yeah, I mean, I trust those 3 quarterbacks that you just mentioned. Uh, Probably more so than those 4 sitting at the top. Um, I mean, although I'm not a big fan of the Bills, they do have the best quarterback in the AFC. And then C.J. Stroud, he only has to be manageable with the Texans defense. And yeah, like I said, Herbert is playing maybe like I'd say like a top three quarterback these last 4 or 5 weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with you, on that front. So yeah.
All righty. And who's your? We'll move on to the next segment. That's it for true or false. Who's your winner and who's your loser?
Yeah, I almost went same game on here, but I'll start off with my loser this week. Let me go the Lions. I mean, it's just been kind of like I said, already disappointing. Although you can still get in the playoffs, but I mean, everybody still had you coming in first in this NFC North. Uh, but I mean, I think you've seen an effect of losing your both your offensive and your defensive coordinator, both to other coaching positions, and I feel like coaching decisions this year has been detrimental to some of their losses. I feel like I mean they could easily have 10 or 11 wins, but I mean they just choose to not run the ball, and you can't drop back 40, 50 times with a QB, that can't run the ball. I mean, I feel like Stafford's the only guy that could possibly do that. But I mean, they do mix in a little bit more, run schemes, with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. So yeah, let me go Lions for my loss. And just just to add on to that point, I mean that's a game you cannot lose. You was 5, 6 point favorites versus the Steelers, who granted have been playing well lately, but that's a game that you need to come down with. And Steelers, I could have went with for my winner, but I feel like every year they win a game that they was underdogs in. So I'm gonna go a different route, and I'm gonna take the Titans, who we thought, or I guess we still have the same thoughts about them. But I mean, they could have just laid down. They were still underdogs in this game, which they dominated the Chiefs. I get they was facing a backup quarterback, but I mean there was still a lot of positives coming for this game. Cam Ward looked, phenomenal. Your run game got going. Your defense played good, and that was your first home win. So I got to give kudos to the Titans, who, didn't just kind of sell your season. You still got some stuff to play for. So yeah.
All righty. For my loser, I'm gonna go Ravens. I mean, you've had this year's been all up and down. You've had Lamar hurt for this. You finally got him healthy. He went out of the game. Huntley went in there, and like you've had this crazy year, and you still everything's directly in front of you. Even with Tyler Huntley at backup quarterback, you're up 24-13 at home, and you blow the game. Derrick Henry touched the ball 0 times in the last 13 minutes, and you lose like that. It's inexcusable. I think there's going to be changes made in Baltimore, and that was that. I think that was the most depressing thing. Is like, yeah, this has been the most rocky season you've had. Like all the other years, they've had really good. Besides the other year Lamar was hurt, they've had really good regular seasons. They rolled into the playoffs. They've lost some tough games, and this year it was not that. They've struggled all year. Lamar's been in and out of the lineup. I mean, you've not played good. Your defense was the worst defense ever the first whatever 5, 6 games. And with all that, like I said, you're up 24-13 with a chance to win and then still control your own destiny and you blow it. That and there's really nothing else to say. And your best players, once again, have made the big mistakes and not played well in the biggest game. So yeah, they're my loser and then my winner. I got to go Steelers. I mean that was a massive win. And not only do you win, like I just said about the Ravens, Ravens lose. So now you beat the Browns. You're in the playoffs. And not really much else to say. I mean, I'll say a little bit more, but Aaron Rodgers been playing awesome. Kenneth Gainwell, Derek Harmon's back. Uh, yeah, I mean, just massive win. Best I've felt about the Steelers going to the playoffs for, like I said, I don't know how long, but yeah, that's my winner, my loser. I'm not gonna lie, this episode's running a little long, so we'll push the absolute or hell no to next episode. And is there anything else you want to say at the end of this episode, Philip?
I mean, I'll just add on to the Steelers. I mean, And y'all are doing that without TJ Watt, which is, I mean, phenomenal. That's great. So, yeah, kudos to y'all.
All righty. That's it for today's episode. We'll see y'all on Saturday.